We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for season 2 of the Student Entrepreneur Podcast. I sound very excited because I have been recording this intro for 15 times now, and I think this is the last time it's going to work. Season 2 is going to be amazing. We have a lot of amazing content lined up for you. Great interviews. We're going to kick it off with Samantha, an amazing, very interesting person, and you're going to get to hear about who she is and what she's doing and what she's working on, and maybe you will get inspired to do something of your own. Remember, you can find our episodes everywhere podcasts are hosted. You can also follow us on Instagram or find us on Facebook for extra content. And every month, remember, we told you, if you do have an interesting project, a company you're working on, we will pick one exciting startup or company and we'll promote your business for free. So reach out, write to us, and let us help you, support you, make your dreams come true. Samantha, welcome to the Student Entrepreneur Podcast.
Thank you very much.
I'm not going to say much about you because I will talk for 30 minutes. I'm very excited. I'm always super excited when I talk to people for this podcast. I don't know why, but I'm very excited that you're here. We met just recently, so it's even strange to me how excited I am. For those who need to know why I'm excited, can you please introduce yourself? Who is Samantha and why am I very excited about her? That's the first question.
Okay, so Samantha. Actually, one good fact about me is that I have 5 names, so I'm gonna say all of them. My name is Samantha Peo Sitile Sehofi Sosome.
Wait. You have to do that again. One more time.
Okay. Uh-huh. My name is Samantha. Peo Sitile Sehofi
Sosome. And all of these, they have a meaning?
Yes.
And the meaning is?
Okay, Samantha is an English name. I don't know what that means. But my second name means seed because I'm the firstborn. So I'm kind of like the seed. You understand?
Okay.
I have a younger sister. Her name is girls in my mother tongue. So since I am the seed, she is the girl, and my parents only have 2 girls. So that's why I'm seed and she's girls.
Okay.
And the other 2 names are Sophie is my late grandmother from my dad's side, and Sitile is my grandmother's name from my mother's side.
Okay, and they mean, how do they translate?
I don't know what they mean. It's like sort of like when you have your name from your grandparents and then it passes on to the next generation. I really don't know what it means exactly, but I know that it's from my grandmother.
Ah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been interested to find out?
I actually have, but when I do translate it myself, Sohofi means to give. And Sicile means it has come.
Those are very interesting meanings.
Yeah.
So you're a seed that gives good things that come to people.
Okay, good one,
right?
Good one. You can say that.
Interesting. All right. So, Samantha, tell us a little bit. So we know you have 5 names now. We need to know a little bit more about you. Who are you? Who is Samantha?
Okay, great. I'm a 19-year-old, currently staying in Russia, and I'm in my foundation course. I came here last year, September, and I've had a great experience since I've been here for the past 8 months.
Uh-huh.
I'm from Botswana. I don't know if you mentioned that, but I'm from Botswana.
You're from Botswana. What's the capital city of Botswana?
Gaborone. My favorite thing about Botswana is the people.
What about the food? Does Botswana have good food?
Yes.
What's your
I think
favorite?
as Africans, we all have the kind of the same food, but Botswana has there's something called the mopani worm That is one of our favorite.
Wait. What was the second word after Mopani?
Worm. A worm.
Okay. All right. Worm. Okay. And is this like a real worm, or is it like a fish and it has a worm name?
No. I'm talking about a legitimate worm, just like a worm that we see after a rainy day.
And it's a favorite.
Yeah, that is my favorite dish, and it's loved countrywide.
What about chicken? Like chicken, beef? What about those traditional things? Like, what happened to those?
One fun fact about Botswana is that there are more cattle than people in our country.
Yes,
so
your favorite dish is Mopani worm.
Yes, Mopani worm.
Tell us a little bit more about Samantha. She's from Botswana. She loves to eat the Mopani worm. What else?
I'm a big music enthusiast. I actually play 3 musical instruments.
Really?
Yes.
Namely?
I started with the guitar when I was 8 years old, and I can also play the piano, and now I'm currently learning the saxophone.
Saxophone. So guitar, piano, saxophone.
Yes.
Wow, interesting. Do you have any YouTube videos anywhere or Spotify, where somebody can listen to some of your music?
Unfortunately not, but I do have a few videos that have been taken by my mother when I was performing at a Christmas carol back home.
Okay, so are you ever going to release them to the world for us to?
Hopefully.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
So Samantha, 5 names, Mopani worm, music enthusiast. What else?
Sports. I'm in love with sports.
Rugby? What kind of sports?
No. Unfortunately, not rugby. I don't like rough things, so I play basketball. I've been playing basketball since primary school.
Okay, because basketball is not a rough sport.
No. Basketball is very gentle.
Okay.
Yes.
So basketball lover. What else?
And of course, my love for physics. I'm in love with physics.
Wait. Don't hold back, because you are into that other physics. You're not like into the physics that we know of forces and mass times acceleration and stuff. You're into that really like deep physics. Tell us about that.
Well, it started off as a young age, actually, back in primary school when we all did sciences. I mean, we all do sciences in primary school, and people don't usually take sciences seriously because we think that it is a difficult subject. But I remember when I was 9 years old, and we were actually learning a topic about the solar system.
Okay.
I was so happy that day. I was like, wow, I cannot believe that there are these bodies that are like, they're in the sky. And I was so happy that I went home. After learning that lesson, I went home and I told my dad about it, and he actually got me a chalkboard. Yeah. And the first thing I did with that chalkboard and my chalks was to just draw those planets, and I taught everybody in the street. So till this day, when I go back to my old neighborhood, everybody knows this girl used to teach us all the solar system planets and the stars and all those things. So
was that the same reaction that the rest of the class had, or were you the only person that stood out?
I was actually the only person, because I actually still remember the mnemonics that we learned back then. This was in 2008. I still remember them, and when I still ask my friends, do you remember this mnemonic? They're like, what are you talking about? Why do you still remember such things?
Wow. So yeah. What could you maybe possibly explain what was so fascinating about the solar system?
The fact that there were some celestial bodies. I don't know. Okay, let me not use some scientific terms. Let me just keep it neutral for the listeners back home. The fact that there were bodies out there, there's more to the universe than I thought. I only thought that there was this Earth, the sun, and that was it. And then when we learned that there's more, there's the planets, multi-universes and etc., I was really like, wow, okay, this is something I want to do. I just want to look at the stars and, just learn more about it, even if it means turning it into a career.
All right, interesting. So let me ask you this, right? Well, first of all, let me ask you, what is this branch of physics called?
It's called astrophysics.
Astrophysics. So is that what you're going to study in university?
Yes.
And you plan to make a career out of this?
Most definitely.
Well,
That is my plan A and my plan B.
well, you mentioned something else that you really want to do with this. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What do you really? How far do you really want to go with the whole space thing?
Before I answer your question, I would just like to say that back in primary school,
Okay.
when we used to have, this was my final year in high school, sorry, and we would have universities coming to guide us and tell us about career paths, and they would ask me what I wanted to do, and I'd say I want to study astrophysics, and they would say, but you're not gonna study something like that because astrophysics is not there in Botswana, and it's not there in Africa. Like only South Africa accommodates, but it's not as major as NASA and other agencies. And so when I used to tell people that I wanted to become an astrophysicist, it kind of like gave me this good feeling that the fact that people know that you want to do something so different, you need to like really work hard. So I was fortunate enough to look up to the late Stephen Hawking since I was 15 years old, and when he actually passed away a month ago, I was really devastated. And I remember last year my mom wanted to help me start up something, even be it a blog to just educate people about astrophysics or anything related. So when he passed away, I was so sad. And
so you loved him that much that it emotionally, it physically affected you?
My whole week was ruined. I actually cried like the whole day. Yeah.
Wow.
And that is the same day that I actually thought about studying my Starry Society.
Wait, don't rush, because I want to make a big reveal here.
Okay.
So let's go back. So, you decide you want to study astrophysics. There are no universities in Africa, and people are saying you can't study it anywhere. So, why didn't you change career paths then? What made you stick to it?
It's a good thing and a bad thing. Well, the good thing is that I'm really hard-headed, so I don't really easily change my decisions, and my parents really have brought me up in a way that you need to follow your dreams. If this is what you want to do, then we're going to support you in that way. So when I told them that I want to do astrophysics, they supported me that way, even though I had people, friends and some distant family members who said, don't do that, maybe do accounts, because my family is like an accountant family. Everybody has done businesses, and my father and I are the only people who have ventured into the STEM field. So I was fortunate enough for my mother to say, girl, just as long as you love what you're doing and you can make the best out of it, then go ahead. So I really did not listen to what people said, that, hey, no, you cannot do this, it's not allowed, you're not going to work here, you're not going to work in NASA, all those things.
So is your dream to work in NASA one day?
Oh, yes. I'm actually currently wearing a NASA t-shirt as we speak.
Ah, really?
Yes.
So, okay. So, you discover at the same time that you're hard-headed, and your parents decide it's better to not be against you, but to be for you, right? If you can't fight them, join them. Yes. So you decide, okay, we're going to come to Russia, study astrophysics. So what else? So now let's do the big reveal. You have a society.
Yes, I do.
Society, the word society usually is a bit scary because it can be interpreted in so many ways. What is your society about? What is that all about?
Starry Society is my baby. It's a society that I'm just basically trying to promote, teach, and just educate people about space exploration, and hopefully encourage most developing countries worldwide to venture into the space race. Join countries like Australia, America, and Russia. So I started this just to teach people, especially back home where it's completely not there. Okay. So when I do go back home, I'm aiming at just teaching the young ones, especially, and high school students who are still confused. There are some people out there who really love astronomy, but they just don't know what they can do with it. I've actually heard of somebody who's really good at stargazing, but because the course is not there in my country, he is not able to take it into the next level. So I want to help those kind of people.
All right. So doesn't it sort of discourage you when you look at yourself and say, well, I'm a 19-year-old girl. I mean, who's going to listen to me? Don't you ever get those thoughts and think, nobody's going to take me serious? I mean, this won't go anywhere. Or are you just, you don't even think about that? That doesn't even occur to you?
Oh my God. Well, when I did start, I had second thoughts because I was like, do I really have to do this, or can I just wait to get my degree certificate? But something just told me that everybody that wants to start something obviously has some people or some thoughts that tell them you don't have to do this, it's not worth it. But like I said, I'm hard-headed. Like, I keep to my thoughts. Like, I actually have a few stickers on my wall that I look at sometimes and I read, and they like kind of motivate me. Like, okay, you're gonna have pros and cons, people who don't support you, but as long as you do something that you love, you're gonna be happy.
Tell us, read us one of those stickers. What does one of them say?
Oh my God, they're in my bedroom right now. Oh my God.
Okay, do you remember any one of them?
Yeah, actually I do.
Okay, so
my favorite one actually said that the sky is not the limit, but the sky is only the beginning.
Society, when did you start it?
I started the society on the 28th of May. Of April, sorry.
On the
April.
28th. Wow.
Yes, of April.
So you started the society, and what's the goal? What are you trying to do with this society again? And another question that follows that, how do people participate? Is it a membership thing? Is it a blog? Is it a vlog? What is it? What is it really?
Well, right now, because the society is still new, I'm still focusing on trying to motivate people, because I've started actually posting video podcasts on my Facebook page and my website. So the beginning is just to, just show people what exactly this whole field's about. And as the society grows, like I actually have a mentor. Her name is Natasha Mulele. She's the one who kind of advises me, because she already runs Women Engineers Botswana. So she tells me how to approach, this whole blog thing. So as I had said, right now I'm still focusing on trying to teach people what exactly is happening in this astrophysics field. And then in future, it will become like a membership thing where I have people who are also enthusiasts of astrophysics helping me educate more people, and I'm hopefully looking into, not now but maybe in the next 5 years, I would most definitely want to have my own space academy or a space station, or a space drone. When I was still in high school, there used to be men from South Africa who would come to our high school with a dome, and he would have students come inside and teach them about celestial bodies. So that's also something I'm looking into doing, especially for underprivileged children back home. I would love to do that, just promote astrophysics.
Interesting. So I want to ask you this: give us 3 cool things about space that most people probably don't know or they confuse?
Okay. 3 things.
3, yes.
Does it have to be like complex, or
just hit us with it from obvious to complex? Just give it to us. I think we can handle it.
Okay. Number 1, the black hole is actually not black.
Really?
Yes, that is not true. Whatever we hear, that is not true. The black hole is not black.
So
there's actually a bit of light that actually does enter the black hole.
And that light becomes black, right?
No.
No?
The only thing that happens is time deformation.
Time deformation.
Yeah, that's a bit too complicated because it's Einstein and Hawking, but I'll just stick to the fact that the black hole is not black.
So why is it called the black hole if it's not black?
It's actually just a name that was given because when we do look at science 60 years ago, 70 years ago, due to drawings and astronomers back then, they drew it black. For example, Galileo, he's a very well-known astronomer, like in the 1700s. He actually had it black, so it got the name and it became a black hole. Because, I mean, when we do watch sci-fi movies here, they actually portray it as a black hole, but it's actually not black.
So nobody has thought maybe of changing the name?
It's really...
Not so black hole, maybe?
No. Nobody has ever thought of changing the name. That's like changing the whole physics book. So, nobody wants to do that.
That makes me think, what else have I been told that is some way and it's not really that way?
What is it?
Fact number 2. Okay. What's the second fact?
Let's see.
Well, you really blown my mind. The black hole is not black. I feel like my whole life has been a lie.
I don't know if you heard about this, but there has been some conspiracy that there are aliens on Earth. Do you think that is true?
I've never really thought about that.
Do you believe in aliens?
No, not really. No.
Okay. Why?
Well, because if there were aliens, they are supposed to be at least at some level infinitely brighter than us. And if the number of years we have spent just messing up on this planet, and they have not come in to either kill us all or help us out, I'm indifferent to their existence at this point, really.
Do you know, I actually think, okay, not on Earth, but do you know, I think that aliens do exist.
You think aliens do exist?
Yes, and I'm going to give a reason why.
Please, it's very important.
Because, first of all, I'm going to become a little bit sciencey, but we know the speed of light, right?
Yes.
Yes, and if we are here in our solar system, we do know that there are a lot more systems out there. I don't know whether they are called solar systems in those places, but
let's just call them. People who tell us that the black hole is black when it's not black tell us that we have a lot of solar systems.
Yes, we do have other universes. You do know that we do have our own galaxy and another galaxy out there and another. So we are not sure, but coming to this, my reasoning as to why I think aliens do exist is because the reason why we have not been able to make contact with those aliens is because to send signals to those galaxies is more than 10 million light years. You need like a really long time to. So if I did send a signal to those galaxies out there, those aliens that I do believe exist would receive that signal in 10 million years. And for them to reply to those messages, it will take another 10 million years. So by the time...
Why would it take 10 million years for them to reply?
Because that is...
But they have better technology. They should be able to send messages at a higher speed.
Now you are contradicting yourself because you think that they have better technology. So what you're implying is that aliens do exist.
No, what I'm saying is that I'm trying to reason it out from your side of the point that, well...
Can I just say something?
Okay.
I think people have a misconception about the term alien. Alien does not mean these weird creatures, these 6-footed or whatever creatures that we see on X-Men or whatever. Alien is just something that does not belong on Earth. It could be another replica of myself or just a ball with eyes and feet. That is an alien. Just like I'm here in Russia, I'm not a citizen of Russia. I'm an alien in Russia. So people have this misconception that, okay, something that I've seen on TV might exist elsewhere. Maybe aliens could be another group of people, whatever kilometers away, I don't know, 10 million kilometers away. It could be an alien. So we don't have to necessarily think that whatever is out there has better technology. Maybe it's just the beginning. Maybe it just could be fish or, plants, whatever is out there. So really...
If you think about that way, then obviously there's a lot of things out there. I mean, and it stops being that mysterious or that exciting. If you're going to think of it as a plant, nobody's going to worry about a plant taking over Earth or anything. But if it's like a like one of those X-Men scary aliens, well, that is going to get my attention.
Well, what I do know is that for as long as we'll be here on this earth and until the sun runs out of fuel, we will not make contact with those aliens.
So you're saying that the proof that aliens exist is the fact that we cannot prove that aliens exist?
You can say that. But I do hope that my reasoning does make sense. Like looking at my, how I've done my research.
Scientifically, it makes sense because most of science is based on that this is like that because we can't prove otherwise. Until we prove otherwise, then it's not like that. So, which is not a very it's a very interesting way of addressing some issues. But okay, give us a third fact.
The third fact is okay. I just want to scare the listeners. The sun is actually going to run out of fuel very soon.
How? Wait, really? How?
And
how soon?
I'm not gonna get into that yet. Let me just add a few more details.
Okay, add a few more details.
So this is what's gonna happen. So as we speak, at this very second, its volume is increasing, right? And as it's increasing, it's gonna eat the first planet, eat the second planet, and very, very soon, it's gonna be Earth. So we don't have much time. And when I do mean by much time, I'm talking about 5 million years.
It's true. That is not much time.
Yeah, that is not much time. So the next 5 million years, we won't be out here.
Well, you better work on that space program you have before.
And that is also one of the reasons why people want to go to Mars.
So that they can make it there before the 5 million years run out.
Yeah, just to start a new population there in Mars. And because of, we're killing our planet, so we have to leave the place before it dies out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, what part of astrophysics do you want to really focus on? Is it the aliens or is it the stars or the planets or the black holes that are not black? What part of it really interests you the most?
I actually want to focus on theoretical physics.
Theoretical physics. And in simple terms, that is?
It basically means trying to find out why those bodies are the way they are and how they came to be that way. Okay. It's basically like the history of astrophysics.
Okay, and why this?
Because Stephen Hawking is my role model, and he studied theoretical physics, and therefore I learned about theoretical physics, and now I love theoretical physics, so therefore I want to pursue a career in theoretical physics.
So okay, so it's Stephen Hawking.
Yes, it's all about Stephen Hawking. He's like my pillar.
So you have not replaced him yet?
I'm not gonna do that.
Gone. No. So who comes in second place?
My father.
Well, okay. And in third place?
I'm only keeping it with 2 because if I have too many role models, I don't know. I think they're just 2 is enough for me. Okay. Actually, they are both position 1. My father and Stephen Hawking are both position 1.
What are some of the general topics? You don't have to go into details, but what's the direction you're going to take with your posts?
Just to keep it short, I will say I have actually started posting podcasts, and the podcasts were mainly starting with motivating people and just like I said, educating about astrophysics. But as the page does go on, I'll be keeping people in touch, like being kind of a news feed of telling them what's going on. I will interview people who are also in my career path or any related fields, motivating or having videos, or have sessions whereby I do interview them and they tell me about what they do know. Because there are some things that I do not know, and hopefully when I do go back home, I'm looking into going to secondary schools or primary schools and teaching about those, and obviously putting them on my page, because I'm really trying to make this a big thing and, just make people fall in love with space.
So, what is the name of your Facebook page where people can watch or follow your vlog?
Okay, the name of my Facebook page
society,
is Starridge Society. I also have an Instagram page at Starridge Society. My website is www.starridgesociety.wordpress.com, and my personal Facebook account is Samantha Aventador. But I will accept messages through my email address, samanthasosome@gmail.com.
Okay, so can people write you and ask you questions about space and why the not so black hole is called a black hole?
Yes.
Samantha Peo Titire Sohofi and
Sosome.
It was a wonderful pleasure talking to you, knowing about space, and you have obviously turned my world upside down, but balancing it out with how wonderful it was talking to you, I forgive you officially.
Thank you very much.
We do wish you the best in everything you do. Wow, what an amazing entertaining episode with the female Hawking, Miss Sosome. More is coming this season. It's going to be amazing. They're all going to be enlightening, educational, motivational. So look out for that. Remember to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. Until the next one, God bless.